the day of the full moon. Now it's in apogee, it's a fair way from Earth, it's about 400,000 kilometres. Due to rise around, well, sunset. That's why it's full. So I'm counting on getting something there. I don't know whether to stay at this beach or move to another beach. The energy level on the fish on today can be pretty low, and they can be very soft on the bite. So I've got to really keep an eye on my baits and continually check them. Around sunset I expect that there might be some activity, and then later on as we approach the high tide. We've got an unusual sand structure here this afternoon. We've got a big sandbar coming out here, and then it goes into a great big hole right on the edge of it. So I reckon there's going to be something in there. I'm going to start with a worm and yeah, maybe see if there's some whiting or bream in there. Anyway, let's get a line in the water. That wind's quite strong though. Not too far out. I'll just let that drift into that little bit of a hole there. The wind's blowing that way, so it's probably going to blow my line right along there. Don't know whether you can hear me over the sound of the wind. Hopefully. Oh, what is it? So I've come down the beach about 100 metres. There was a hole there in between the white water. I've cast out, I had it out about a minute I suppose, and I've got a really soft bite that I hooked up. Let's hope so. There might be some fish just sitting in that hole where the calmer water is. It's heavy, but not sure what it is. It's a big bream, I think. Holy dooly. Look at the size of that. Holy friggin' dooly. Look at that. That is a snodger of a bream. Holy dooly. He's thick. No fight in him. It's a little ripper. See that? No energy though. Just heavy. Alright, let's measure this bream. His nose right up there. 37.5. Yeah, almost 38 centimetres. What a friggin' ripper. What is he, 33 to the fork, I think. About 33 to the fork. Bloody good bream. Okay, cast just this side and hopefully it'll wash into that bit of a hole there again. That bream, you could hardly feel it biting. Just sort of suck the bait in. This is on the worm. This is on the worm. I see the little dart. Slippery damn things they are. If you grab them, there you got to watch those spikes. Of course they're slippery. They can slip and the spikes can get you. Handle it gently. Ooh, I can handle that shallow water easily. Okay, that was on beach worm. We'll get another worm out. Cast it a little closer this time. The current's taking it down that way, so it might bring it in along the edge, and hopefully that's where the fish are hanging out as this tide rises. That head of the pilchard was picked off. Put another, try another tail. What I caught the bream on before, half a pilchard tail. Caught around my finger then. Alright, let's try it again. Better. Oh, what's that? Hit hard. Probably a salmon. No, it's another bream. You little beauty. Oh, look at that. Now I had a worm and a prawn on that. They're nice and thick across. They're solid bream. Look at that. Oh. Got a bit of energy as we approach the sunset. That bream was right in close here in the shallow water. It was a worm and a prawn, but I might just try a prawn this time, a field prawn. Cast it out there again. Be happy to have another hit like that. There might be more than one out there because like he's hit hard as if there was a bit of competition. We'll soon find out. I just brought the bait in on the other rod and the half pilchard's still there. Had the skin knocked off, but that'll do, I'll get that back out. There's a lot of high cloud around this afternoon, so there's something on the way. There's a change on the way. I looked at the weather map and there's a quite intense low coming from the west, from inland across to the coast. Not sure when it'll arrive, maybe tomorrow at some stage. When the fish are really soft on the bite like they are this afternoon, it really pays to hold onto your rod wherever possible. I mean, I've got two rods out. Obviously I can't hang on to two rods. So if you're hanging onto your rod, you can feel the bites and it gives you an opportunity to hook the fish. But if it steals your bait, you know you've had the bite, so you can bring it in and check it and get it back out again. Because you're not going to catch a fish without bait on there. There we go. Put it in the rod holder, didn't hang on to it, and what happened? Something grabs it. This is more than just a bream, I think. Possibly a salmon. Initial fight, now nothing. No, it's another bream. God, he hit hard. Full moon bream, eh? Caught a lot of bream around the full moon. He took off and then absolutely no stamina. Just died. Hit hard and then died. Anyway, I'm stoked. Woohoo! So what do I say? Hang on to your rod because they're soft on the bite and you need to be able to detect the bites. But no, that didn't happen, did it? They hit as hard as anything and took off and the rod bent. So who knows? This is fishing. But that's what happens at certain times. Outside the best feeding times, the energy level's low. But during the feeding time, they can hit hard. Their energy level for some reason increases. That's usually coming up to and around the moonrise period, which is around about sunset today. And it's around about sunset now. Alright, this time I've got a small pilchard on, just a single hook, half inch around the tail. I'm sure something will grab that, a bream will grab that. Seeing there's a couple of bream around. There we go, that prawn disappeared. Had a pearl prawn on there. It's gone, so I might try a cocktail again. A worm and a prawn. Bit of worm. And I'm going to use a peeled prawn. Bream like peeled prawns at certain times, not always. They'll sometimes take them, other times they won't. They prefer maybe a pilchard or a worm. But hopefully today they're taking everything. Anyway, we're around that sunset period now, so that's probably an indication why I'm getting some feeding activity. If any of you are interested, I'm often putting stuff up on, well, not often, probably not as often as I should, on my Facebook page. It's called Fishing the Lunar Connection, and I sometimes put up what the predictions are for the following day. On a weekend it'll usually be, I don't do it during the week, but on a weekend, maybe a Friday night, I'll put up what Saturday's going to be. Saturday I forget to put Sundays up, but maybe if someone gives me a reminder I could manage to do that as well. Anyway, yeah, my Facebook page, Fishing the Lunar Connection. Oh, here we go again, isn't it? Yes, something on there. Would it be another bream? So this was that whole pilchard, the small pilchard with the head and the tail on there. Be interesting to see what's grabbed hold of it. Oh, and a bit of a go then, when nothing was happening, and then maybe something was chasing it. Oh, it's another bream, I think. Yeah, it is. Woo! Yes, it's called bream. Look at that. I suppose it's got to be a good size to take that pilchard. Yeah, you've got to watch the spikes on these things. They'll Gets you sometime. Hooked in the lip. Beautiful. Bream number 4 in the last, what, half hour, 3/4 of an hour. Alright, another half pilchard. Well, it's probably a bit more than half. I've only chopped the head off this one. These are good sized pilchards. Normally they're too big, but these ones are much smaller, which I'm happy about. Get more baits out of a pack. There we go. What a beautiful cast. For a change. Going to go to another beach, but at the moment, while these bream are feeding, I'm going to stay put. Nothing else though, just all bream. There'll be some tailor, some salmon, even whiting. I mean, I've got that little dark, but that doesn't count. So this is a Daiwa sensor wave rod. Beautiful rod. I've loved it since I've had it. Got a lot of fish on it. It's just got a really nice feel about it. It casts well. It fights the fish well. Yeah, it's a great rod. So today the moonrise and the sunset are within 10 minutes of each other. So the moonrise is just before sunset. Not that you'll see it today because there's so much cloud on the horizon. But I can see a bit of a glow just there, so that's possibly it. Come up over the horizon, but it's not visible as yet.
There we go, the moon's appeared now. It's slightly broken through that cloud for a moment. I've decided now I'm going to leave this beach and head off to another beach.
Oh, here we go. What is it? Oh, here it's another bream. Okay, we're about an hour before the top of the tide now. I've changed beaches. Bream on this beach as well. Yeah, not a bad bream either. Good bream. Again, that was on a prawn. Peel prawn. Alright, let's get another prawn out. I'm just using the whiting hook. We've got the prawn on there. That's what I caught the last bream on. The pilchard's got snaveled. The worms got snaveled. Prawn got eaten. So I've got my 5 bream. Okay, the rod's bending. Oh, is it another bream? Yep, feels like a bream. If you're liking those prawns, peeled prawns, you can see him there. I'm trying to pull him through where the water's rushing out. Oh, he's another huge bream. It's not even a bream. It's a tarwhine. Holy dooly. Look at the size of it. I've caught these big tarwhine here before. That is an absolute friggin' snodger. That is a tarwhine and a half. Look at that for a tarwhine. Holy dooly. Woohoo! Timey Charlie. I mean, I'd be happy if that was a bream that size. So thick. Wow. Woohoo! You little ripper! I know it's full moon and weird things can happen on the full moon. Now I'm just walking back after casting out my line. I'm looking up in the rocks and there's these 2 lights. And I have no idea what they are. Could they be eyes looking down at me?
If anyone has any ideas, please let me know. Now this is a photograph taken with my night camera and you can see where it's located up in the rocks.
Take it. Did they get my bait? Possibly. Prawns are fairly soft, so they're probably quite easily removed unless they just suck them in. My bet is the bait's gone. I'll check it. The bait's been picked at for sure. It's almost removed. Let's get another prawn on. There we go. Something on there, I think. So this is on a prawn. I put a prawn on. Oh, there we go. This is a bream or a tarwhine. There we go. It's another bream. Smaller one this time. It's still well and truly legal. I know one of my neighbours will love this. They love them about that size. If they're liking these prawns, these are prawns I actually caught myself a couple of months ago in one of the lakes, and they're big enough to eat, but I had to talk my wife into letting me come out for bait. I'm glad I did. Yes. Oh, what is it? Oh, there it is. It's a tailor. Hey! Look at that. Got no energy. Bit subdued, mate. You swallowed that filly though. Wouldn't mind taking that down. Alright, so first beach, 4 bream around the sunset moonrise period. Then it went quiet. I changed beaches, arrived at this beach about an hour and a half before the top of the tide. About an hour before the top of the tide I started to catch a few bream and a huge tarwhine, 39 centimetre tarwhine. So I ended up with 2 tarwhine, 2 bream at this beach, and then I caught a couple of tailor later when my battery went flat, so I couldn't video it. So I've got 6 bream, 2 tarwhine, 2 tailor, so 10 fish. They're pretty good for the full moon. Now they bit solidly and fought well around sunset, moonrise period. Then the top of the tide, again they fought okay, and then after that the bites were so soft that I could hardly feel them. Anyway, if you like what you're seeing, by all means subscribe, like and share, and give me the thumbs up. And I just want to say to all those that have subscribed, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now.